Kumbila! NYPD, stop right there, freeze! Stay back! Hands where I can see them, on the ground!
It will come as a surprise to absolutely nobody that when ISIS terrorists throw bombs at peaceful protesters in New York, Muslim, mayor, communist Zorhan Mamdani is going to blame the peaceful protesters. That's exactly what just happened in New York City. In New York City, you have these two children of immigrants from Afghanistan and from Syria, respectively, throw bombs. These are true explosive devices. They contained explosive material and were homemade nail bombs. They had nails, screws, other shrapnel inside of them, and they were in glass jars intended to kill. The perpetrators who were arrested have declared that their intention was to kill. You can see here how the bomb rolled through the legs of this black cop. Of course, Black Lives Matter, right? It said all the libs. Until something like this happened. The literal bomb from the terrorist goes through the legs of the black police officer. What happened, and it's amazing how this is all caught literally in 4K. Look at this. Look at this guy run. Insane scenes. This all happened because of I don't know what you want to call it, a peaceful protest. It is a peaceful protest. Dude named Jake Lang, who doesn't like Islam, is protesting against Islam. Guess what? That's literally the purpose of the Constitution, is to protect stuff like that. And there ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's Zorhan Mamdani who decided to come out today and to blame the protest, the peaceful protest. White supremacist Jake Lang organized protests outside of Gracie Mansion, rooted in bigotry and racism. Such hate has no place in New York City, an affront to our city's values and the unity that defines who we are. What followed was even more disturbing. Violence at a protest is never acceptable. The attempt to use an explosive device that hurt others, not only criminal, reprehensible. I want to thank the brave men and women of the New York police that acted to keep New Yorkers safe. My administration is closely monitoring the situation. Oh, got it. Okay. Mamdani starts his speech on an ISIS attack by talking about how it's Islamic phobic.
Good morning. On Saturday, a protest was held outside Gracie Mansion, where I live with my wife, Rama. Neither of us were home at the time. This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City. I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city. Anti-Muslim bigotry is nothing new to me, nor is it anything new for the 1 million or so Muslim New Yorkers who know this city as our home.
Got it. I see you've figured it out, right? I see you've really figured out you've really hit the nail on the head here. Nail bomb on the head here. You got him, Zorhan. He did the Norm Macdonald tweet. What terrifies me is if ISIS were to detonate a nuclear device and kill 50 million Americans, imagine the backlash against peaceful Muslims. That's right. So 2 Muslims nearly murdered a dozen people in New York City with IEDs. And Mamdani's first impulse is to rail against Islamophobia and white supremacy. Islamophobia suggests an irrational fear of Islam. Is it irrational when Islamic jihadists are trying to massacre Americans? Let's see the community note here. Because a protester happens to be white does not make him a white supremacist. Jake Lang had zero to do with the bombing. Mamdani labeled Lang, ignoring the ISIS-aligned men who threw the bomb and yelled Allahu Akbar. Their names are Emir Balat and Ibrahim Nick. Mayor Mamdani's statement names Jake Lang by name, calls the shrapnel bomb an explosive device, doesn't name 2 suspects, doesn't use the word terrorism. Would you look at that? By the way, this is the same substance used by Al-Qaeda and ISIS. So it did have it's critical to note these were real bombs, these were real explosive devices. It did have explosive devices, explosive material inside of the bombs. Jake Lang showed up at a news conference and he was blocked from entering the news conference today. Would you look at that? There's your freedom of the press. Exactly the reason community notes exists. I mean, the way that they've tried to cover this up in the media as though the victim was Zorhan Mamdani Multiple arrests made after suspicious devices found outside of Gracie Mansion, home of Zorhan Mamdani, during an anti-Islam rally. The bombs were thrown at anti-Muslim protesters, not by the anti-Muslim protesters, as this post and story would lead you to believe. Witnesses say the attackers shouted Allahu Akbar and threw the bombs. That's now not only like 100% true and captured on camera, that's something that is being charged by the feds right now. And I mean, it gets even better. The fact that a dude is out yelling, I mean, at the very moment these bombs were thrown, there's a white lib yelling that diversity is our strength. This is a real image. This is a real image that happened in America. This is really a photo. Protesters shouting about the pros of immigration is interrupted by an Islamic terrorist throwing a bomb, shouting Allahu Akbar and jumping over him. Yeah, I wonder what Trump and Zorhan are going to talk about in their next meeting. Amazing. Just a reminder that Mamdani is replacing the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. This is the warmth of collectivism. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the guy who tried to detonate the nail bomb is the bad guy. Dear New Yorkers, you elected an Islamic terrorist supporter. Now you have Islamic terrorist attacks. So help me understand this. A guy who's protesting Muslims taking over New York, then a Muslim retaliated by throwing a bomb. Then Mamdani blamed the white guy for protesting because it triggered the Muslim into being a terrorist. Do I have that correct? Yes, you have that correct. Two Muslims throw bombs at people in New York, and the first question liberals ask is, what did white people do to them? Yeah. If you have no idea what happened, read the comment. You mistakenly assume that the bomb was thrown at protesters who were by protesters with Jake Lang. The wording is intentional. Absolute peace. Yeah. It's the most malicious and dishonest tweet ever posted. It would have been bad enough if Mamdani had tried to equivocate both sides. Instead, he deliberately implies that the attempted bombings were part of the protest, when in reality they were carried out by an Islamic terrorist intent on turning a free speech event into a bloodbath. There's no question that a profoundly dangerous man is running New York City. We tried to warn you. We tried to warn you. Totally and completely insane. Mamdani condemns New Yorkers for making Muslims throw bombs. When they hit, all right? No mention of terrorism when two Muslims attempt to detonate a bomb. Mentioning white supremacy when two Muslims attempt to detonate a bomb. There you go. That's perfect. Yeah. Amazing. I'm here thinking the vile part is the Muslim guy trying to bomb the crowd. Yeah. Careful, ladies and gentlemen. Careful. It's something that we have been warning about. Keep your head on a swivel. Carry legally wherever you can, and be smart. Be smart where you're going. People have lost their minds, and this has made people insane. The 2026 has made people snap. It's time to be smart. Okay. Hit your boy Benny, like, share, and subscribe. See ya.